Imagine you live in a crowded urban city. The spaces that you would use for walking, cycling, longboarding, skating, and general day-to-day commuting would tend to be the same. Now, if you live in a city like mine that has a lot of people and very few spaces where we can do all of these things, you might have situations where you are always either trying to slow down, trying to run around, or traverse around people in order to complete whatever activity you're doing. Specifically, an activity like jogging or longboarding, something that I do in longboarding, because you're moving quite fast. You want to alert people that they're on your path so that they can move away. And doing that by shouting can sometimes startle people. And it's not the best way to, be civil in a city. If you're on a sidewalk longboarding and you have to be shouting at every person who you're approaching, it's not going to be it's not going to be a positive experience for everyone. The same if you're running. What I've noticed in some situations, for example, specifically when it comes to female joggers or runners or people that are taking walks, if you're approaching them and they are not aware that someone is running behind them, this can actually startle and scare some people. So it's important to have a way of notifying people that you're approaching them or that they're on your way. And this is where Runbell comes in. So people that grew up in the 90s and early 2000s riding bikes, you might recognize these because they're very similar to the bells that we used to have on bicycles. On your handlebars, you had this little bell that you could press and you could alert people that they're on your path and they could move away without having to shout. This does pretty much the same thing, except that it's a ring. So you just wear it on your fingers and you use it to alert people when you are running or jogging or anything of the sort. And I want us to have a look at a short video here that basically explains how it works. I think this is very interesting. It's nice because it allows you to be a little bit more civil, in your town or in your city, wherever you're living. Nobody wants to be running or jogging and bumping into people or having to shout several times, hey, you're on, nobody wants to do that. So let's have a look at the video.
Politely let other people know before you pass. Instead of yelling out, coming through, or just surprising them, let them know with the ring. By using brass for the bell, sound is not just a ring, it's musical.
Right, so there's one aspect that has been mentioned, which is a design aspect. I'm going to talk about two or so design aspects. The first one is that this isn't a brand new product. Brass bells exist in a myriad of fields, taking from the one that I just mentioned, which was the bicycles. This is pretty much an exact replica, except it comes off the bicycle and goes onto a person's fingers. The other design aspect is that it has these little adjustment rings. So you can put a plastic inlet on the inside of the rings to change the size so that it fits your fingers well. And I think that's also pretty cool. And the next one is that brass is a resonating material. When you make a sound through brass, the sound really resonates out and it's musical. So that's one of the design aspects that's ideal as well. But I quite like this product. I think it's pretty cool. I think it looks nice. I don't know how practical it would feel, for example, how much it weighs. Let's see if they give this information on the website. If it's something that's very heavy, okay, weighs 30 grams, quite light. So yeah, some of the descriptions here: make your presence known, loud and resonating tone, lightweight, long-lasting, easy to use. It has an aluminium body. The inserts, the plastic inserts I was talking about, are silicone inserts, and the brass bell and hammer, right? The finish is brass plating and it's made in Japan. As you know, Japan is known as a country that really takes the manufacture of products to a very high quality, and they create things that are very well made. And they have a lot of manufacturing systems that they incorporate into the design and manufacture of things like Kaizen, just in time, and so on. These are things that you can look up if you're interested in knowing more about manufacture in Japan. But yeah, this is Runbell. I quite like this product. I think it's pretty cool. You know, as a person who, like I said, does a few of these activities in a city that is quite highly populated, and we don't have so many separate spaces for activities. I feel like I would be happy to be jogging and just ring my bell. People look back, they know they need to move away, or I'm cycling or longboarding or skating, whatever it is. It would just help make the process better. Now, it would be a problem if everybody got one of these, then you have 5 or 6 people coming in different directions doing all different activities. One is running, another one is on his skateboard, another one is on his bicycle, and we are all ringing this bell. Then the pedestrian might not know where to look, and then it would be, you know, most probably an accident. But I doubt that you would have many situations like that. So what do you guys think of this product? I quite like it. I think it's pretty cool. You guys can let me know if you would use it, if it looks like something that you would buy, if it's something that you would be interested in. On my part, I quite like it. I like products that make things better, and that's what design is supposed to be. You know, even if it's something as simple as having to shout to tell someone to move out of your way, if there's a better way of doing it and a more intelligent way of doing it, I appreciate that. So you guys let me know what you think. Would you use this, or would you rather just be shouting in the streets? See you in the next video.